You're now listening to the Art of Reinvention Show, hosted by your boy TeflonJohn, where my goal is to change the world one person at a time by provoking thought. And you're now in the right place to receive motivation, inspiration, so you can make it throughout your day, so you can make it throughout your week. And so like I said, I just want you guys to sit back and just absorb all the content. And as I always say, one love, be blessed. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy TeflonJohn coming to you courtesy of the I Am TeflonJohn brand. In today's episode of the Art of Reinvention Show, we got my man Shaquille Cook.
What's going on, man?
You know what I'm saying? So look, this has been a long time in the making, man. It's I was on his show, you know what I'm saying, and we met, you know, online or whatever through Facebook, you know how it is, 2019. And, you know, I just wanted to bring him on because I think he's a brother that can add a lot of value to your life. So go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, man. So as my man TeflonJohn said, I'm Shaquille Cook. I'm founder of the Keeping Real with Shaquille brand. Have the talk show Keeping Real with Shaquille, College Football Highlight podcast. I'm a co-founder of and co-host. Also model, actor, broadcaster, sports reporter. I mean, I do it all, man. All around entrepreneur, and also work at Liberty as associate director of community engagement.
Okay, and actually we're at Liberty now, man. Beautiful campus, man. I encourage anybody that's in the Lynchburg area, man, come and check it out. So let's take it from the beginning. So how did you get into like sports? Like what really triggered it? Did you play sports or?
Yeah. So I mean, I started playing sports in middle school. Started off playing rec ball, and I really wasn't the best at it. I just did sports just to do it.
Gotcha.
Just because my friends did it. But I ended up finding a love for getting involved with sports outside of being in it, actually being a player.
Okay.
Once I graduated college, I want to say, was when that passion came about.
Got you. So would you say sports taught you discipline or anything like that, gave you any attributes that make you who you are now?
Yeah, you know, the first thing definitely is they always say there's no I in team. And so sports definitely taught me to be humble, but also be a team player. Now, at the time, I was a little younger, so I didn't have the right mindset to go along with it.
Yeah.
But as I look back as an adult, I can put some of the pieces to the puzzle and be like, you know, well that taught me this, and this taught me that.
Yeah.
And this kind of helped me shape to be who I am. You know, sports will let you know, really show you, if you're not playing tennis or if it's basketball, football, you know, every piece matters. No piece is bigger than the other. They all got to flow together to get the dub.
Gotcha. And I like what you realized, man, that early on sports, like playing sports was not the only option.
Right.
So could you take a deep dive into that, being that, you know, you went to college and whatnot, and that you're on like the actual starting the podcast and you're actually doing sports reporting and all that good stuff.
Right.
So what advice do you have to the average athlete that graduates that may not go to the next level, but who still wants to have that connection with sports? Yeah,
absolutely. So, I mean, there's definitely coaching. For a fact, because you know that position that you played, and so you can always teach somebody what you learned and how to be better. They can learn from the mistakes you made, so it can help them be the best athlete that they can be. So not just even coaching, mentoring, but you know, like what I do, you know, reporting or even getting behind the camera as a camera operator, filming the game because you actually know the game, and so it'll really give you an edge and a push. Because you've been involved in it, and when you're on the highest level, you know, I work down at UVA, and the ACC network is getting ready to start. One of the biggest things that they were telling us when I first started is that you have to. It's good to know the sport because if something exciting happens, you can catch it without the producer telling you, "Hey, go catch that going on over there. Go catch the coach being upset." You know.
Yeah.
So it always helps out.
And so it's crazy that you would talk about that because, you know, like now, you know, years back, 10 years ago, in order to get into sports broadcast, you would have to get like a good job or have to, but now you can pretty much make your own way through equipment and social media. Could you talk about how social media has actually changed that for you as far as you not having to go through like Liberty University or CBS Sports?
Right, man, listen, bro, I can tell you, man, with this new generation and with the advancement of technology, what it really did is it made that whole I have to wait for somebody to give me an opportunity, it really cancels that piece out because now you can make your own opportunity. We have the equipment now to where your podcast or your videos could be just as good as what you see on television or even better, depending on how much time you put into it. And so I'm the type of guy that said, man, you know what, I'm going to knock on the door. If the door doesn't open, I'm going to kick it down. And if they don't want to give me the opportunity, I'm going to make it myself. Yeah. And we have the equipment and all the resources, videos to watch and learn how to do it to make it ourselves.
Yeah, and the cell phone is powerful, man. A lot of people are not realizing that, like you said, you don't have to wait on anybody.
No, not
Years
at
ago,
all.
I would say $2,000, sometimes $10,000 just to do what we're doing now and actually get distribution for it. But now through YouTube, IGTV, Instagram, there's so many platforms where you can pretty much build it yourself.
Yeah, even with photography, like now the iPhone has like the portrait mode.
Oh yeah,
where everything looks just as
tight,
good
man.
as having somebody else, having a professional photographer.
Yeah, it's got the background blurred out and everything.
Yeah,
man. Tight. Yeah, so so I know you said you're an entrepreneur. That's a lot of hats, man, that you're wearing. So basically. You're an entrepreneur. So what I want you to talk about, man, is what I'm real interested in is that college football highlight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, with you going from broadcasting. So tell me about that, man. This is what, second season coming up?
Yeah, second season coming up, man. We're getting ready to start pretty soon. The college football highlight came about. It kind of ties into what we just said. We have the technology. We have the equipment. Just do it. Don't wait on nobody. And so last year, me and my buddy, I just wrapped up season 2 of Keeping Real with Shaquille, and we were sitting down just having God talk. We both love football, and I said, "Listen, man, let's do a football show, bro. We can do it. We got the equipment. We don't have to wait for nobody to give us the opportunity." And my buddy Chuck, he was down with it. He said, "Hey, I'm with it, bro." So a buddy of mine showed me this app called Anchor. And Anchor, you can record your podcast, you give it a title, upload your picture, and what they do as soon as you press send, man, it goes to all the different major podcast networks. So Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, the whole 9 yards. And so we sat down, we did a couple test runs, of course did research, and we just got it rolling, and we just covered the whole entire season of college football last year, and now we're getting ready to jump into the second season.
Okay, so give people that date, man, when they can check that out. Second season.
Man, second season, man. What's next Friday's date?
Give me the line. I think today's the 17th.
Today's the 17th. So what? Yeah. It's the 22nd, 23rd. I should know this. I should know this. But matter of fact, I just pull up my phone.
Yeah, you want to give them that official date?
All right, I'm gonna give you the official date. The college football highlight will be coming to you guys live next Friday, August 23rd. Man,
that's what I'm talking about, man.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah, man. So you got, you got your modeling thing, man. You got, your sports reporting, your broadcast. You got your podcast.
Yeah.
So another thing too, man, that I noticed when I came in here is this Shaq pizza, man.
Yeah.
So tell me about that and how did you get that, man? That's crazy,
Absolutely, man. So last year. I will always go to the pizza restaurant here on campus at Liberty's campus called Woodfire. And one day I went in and I didn't like the selection that they had. And the lady was like, well, I can make you your own pizza. I said, really? I said, yeah. So I'm like, all right, give me chicken, bacon, beef, throw some barbecue sauce on there, and let's roll. And when it came out of the oven, I was like, this joint look good. And I had it, loved it, came in another day. She said, you want your pizza? I said, absolutely. So I had it again, and my buddy this time, we were sitting down talking about some of the stuff we're talking about now. It was like, yo, what is that? I said, man, it's not on the menu, but you can tell the lady should make it for you. And he had it. He was like, yo, this is good, bro. And somebody brought the idea. It's like, yo, Shaq, you should get this on the menu. And I was like, you're right. I should get it on the menu. So I found out who to talk to, and I sat down. My buddy Scott, who works for Sodexo, and he loved the idea. They did a couple test runs, and the pizza was just going. And then, from there, they said, you know what, we're going to work, send me the ingredients, send me the name, we'll work to get on the menu. That was last summer, 2018. This spring, 2019, in February is when it launched, the Shack Attack launch, and then we just launched it again this past week. So we have a different version of it now. So this version is the Shack. So the Shack got the chicken, bacon, and sausage. The Shack Attack got chicken, bacon, beef.
Okay.
And both of them have the barbecue sauce on it. So, you know, it's humbling, man. It's a blessing. But it just goes to show, you know, just go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it, man. You know, you don't have to sit back and wait and let your ideas catch dust.
Yeah.
You got an idea, man.
You got to
Go
run with
for
it.
Yeah. Connect with the right people, because Sodexo, they believed in my vision.
Mm-hmm.
And together with my idea and them actually cooking it, because if I cook it, it ain't going to be good.
Yeah, I got you.
Made something work.
All right. It's a crazy story, man, with your pizza, man.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is fear. So tell me how fear did not play a part. Or were you at some point afraid, like after your friend gave you that idea, to go to them?
Yeah, well, you know, fear didn't play a part in it, because, you know, over a period of time, God has really blessed me with boldness and courage. You know, I spent a lot of time in my younger life living in fear, the fear of what if and the fear of failure. And then once I got to LU and just crazy things that I never thought would happen started happening, I said, man, I just do it. You know, my motto, man, is like, had a Nike attitude, just do it.
Yeah.
You know, and so fear's nothing now, you know?
So what advice could you give somebody that you learned from that? Like, you know, it was a thought, it was an idea.
Right.
And sometimes it's crazy ideas, man, like, yo, why don't you get your own piece on the menu? Like,
Right.
walk us through that process of somebody that may have the same type of idea that could be in that, you know, fear could be stopping them from manifesting that.
Man, know first and foremost that your dreams can become a reality. And you need to, I don't think that you have great ideas for no reason. You know, God has given us all the great gift of creativity. And just creativity, it takes time for it to be fully produced. You know, like a painter takes paint and creates a portrait or create whatever picture that they want, but it just takes time to get it and perfect it.
Yeah.
And so if you have a vision and a goal, whether it's to have a pizza on the menu or open up your own restaurant, you know, lay out a blueprint, you know, get the ideas together, and then connect with people who've been there or who will actually believe in you and help you get there.
Yeah.
You know, and it just may take some time, but you got to be patient.
Yeah, and I just think faith, believing and hope, man, like everything kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So I think you got to make sure that it's just like a software for a computer.
Right.
In order for the software to work, it must download. And so I think you got to indulge yourself around people, man, that has faith. You got to indulge yourself around people that's doing it and really get into that lifestyle, man, because one person could really hold you back.
Absolutely.
Somebody could plant that bad seed and say, you know what, man, that's not a good idea, man, that's going to be too hard.
Right.
And when things get difficult, that seed will grow, man. And so I think it's real good that you realize, like, hey, I'm going to pray and just walk out of boldness.
Absolutely, man. You know, man, I'm a man of faith, you know, so, I mean, God saved my life. We'll definitely talk about that even more. But, you know, I just seen what God has done in my life over the past 8 years, you know, once we actually built the relationship. And, like, when I know I got him on my side, man, there's nothing that I can't do. The only person that can stop me is me, and that's it. You know, he's giving me the resources. He put the right people in my life.
Yeah.
So it's up to me to, you know, put the work in, because faith without work is dead.
You
know what I'm saying? Faith without work is dead. So, you know, you got to have faith, but you also got to put the work in, because apart from that, if you don't put the work in, a seed is going to remain a seed until you plant it and water it.
Yeah, you got to put your hands to the plow and don't look back.
Absolutely. Man. Don't look back,
don't
man.
Don't look back.
The plow will go off, so you can't do that.
So we got, you know, podcaster, entrepreneurial model, your own pizza. It's crazy. So let's go back. Were you always this Shaquille?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not, man. I spent a period of time in my life trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Definitely in high school. At one point in time, I wanted to be a nurse. And I said, forget college, and I want to go to the Air Force. So I went through that period of trying to figure out what it is that I liked, and I found out that I love working with people. I love helping people overcome their problems. So I said, you know, I want to be a psychologist. I went to school 4 years, got the degree. I started 4 classes, finished 4 classes in my master's. Then I hit a brick wall. And I was like, man, you know, I realized just how much work had to be put into it.
Yeah.
And then I really asked myself, after 4 years and actually getting a degree, is this what I really want to do? And I spent 6 months asking myself, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I said, I want to help people and be on camera. And that's when everything started to come into play.
Okay.
From that point. But, I had to go through that dry season, man. I went through a dry season,
Now, when you say dry season, right, because a lot of people see us, they see me, you, brothers like Martre Stevens, and they don't really know our backstory. So what is the biggest thing you had to overcome in life?
Yeah.
Not talking about like, the classes I had to pick or some video equipment. Like, what is something hard that you had to get over? Because, we have a lot of people, man, that are committing suicide at a high rate, man.
Right.
A lot of people that are depressed, have anxiety issues. So what could you tell somebody, like a story, testimony, to help them get over that hump?
Man, my life consists of constantly going through trials and tribulations, man. The biggest ones recently, I definitely have to say, when I went through that 6-month period of trying to figure out what I wanted to do, because I knew what I wanted, and then when I figured out that wasn't it, I kind of got a little bit depressed, man, because I'm like, I worked so hard.
Yeah.
God provided a way for me to go to school when I didn't have any money and never missed a semester. So, tens of thousands of dollars went into this just for me to be like, I don't know if this is it. And, but going through that helped form and shape me who I am today. And then most recently, last year, I lost my father. My father was one of the biggest parts. Next to God, man, that was the biggest part of my life. He taught me how to be a man. He raised me, showed me what love is through his actions. Taught me how to hustle. I watched my dad work 3 jobs, so that kind of plays into why I do so much. But when I lost him, man, I definitely hit a brick road, because every success that I would have, I would celebrate with him. And then once he passed, I couldn't talk to him no more. Everything just changed in a matter of seconds, just like that. And then and I'm still today trying to cope and move forward. But I'm not finding a new purpose, but I'm really seeing life for what it's really about and what really matters. And so, the time that we have on this earth matters, and my priorities change. I looked at working hard to buy a new whip or work towards building a house. And those things are great, but it doesn't have as much value as investing in people. And being that my father passed in a matter of hours after I talked to him, it taught me how fast life is. The Bible says life is like a vapor, It's over just like that. So the time matters, and so now I'm more focused on investing in people. And this is what we're doing here. Like, this is an investment. I'm more focused on this because I know that the return on my investment is endless. Endless. You buy a car, drive it off the lot, it depreciates as soon as you drive it off the lot.
Same day.
You invest life and speed life into somebody else, man, that thing lasts a lifetime. That's what I'm all about.
When it comes to, like, you talked about college and not being figured out, and that could leave you like down in the dumps. But like I said, that money, man, like if you grind hard enough, you can make that back. Time is something that you don't get back. And so I think that when we look at people, you can really tell where their passion is. Like if we were all deaf or mute, you could really tell, okay, I can tell what you value by where you put your time. Time is a currency that you're not going to get back. And so I think it's interesting, man, that you had your father in your life. And then you lost him, because there are a lot of brothers that never had their father in their life. So could you just talk about the impact of, how that loss gave you something? Because I know, like, during times of loss, like my wife lost her mother, but she also gained a lot of things when it happened because she had no other choice. So what did you gain, and what type of attributes as a person did you gain when that happened?
So months after my father passed, I got married to the love of my life, man. My wife, Deshana, love you, babe. It taught me how to prioritize and be a better husband, but then also how to be a better man. Because it's like, here are years and years, 24 years of love and wisdom invested in me. Now it's like, Shaquille, what are you gonna do with it? I can't just leave it to myself. And so now everything I do, I'm intentional about it. I'm intentional with my time with my niece and my nephew. I'm intentional with, the time that I spend with other young men and mentoring, because that's what my dad was all about. My dad was all about the community. And it's ironic that my title here is Associate Director for Community Engagement. So heavily involved in the community. And by doing that and constantly doing it, I really feel my dad's spirit when I do it, because that's what he was all about. And he never really told me, hey, this is what you should do, but I always watched him do it as I grew up. And so I learned by following example of what he laid. And so those attributes, man, I learned how to be humble. I learned how to, don't put myself first in every situation, because you got to be considerate about what other people are going through. And it made me more intentional. I want to grind now. I want to earn more money now, just so I can invest it in people, just so I can give more scholarships and help build rec centers and things like that.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's what's up, man. And I'm proud, man, that you actually got over that, because a lot of people need to hear that.
Yeah.
And I know loss is not easy, man. Like watching my wife and her sisters go through that in their family, man, was real tough.
Yeah.
So when you talk about being intentional and passing that wisdom, man, that brings us to our last topic, man. Your scholarship program.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
tell me the what, whys, the hows, and all that good stuff with it, man.
Yeah, man. I was a senior in high school, sitting at our I forgot what our senior class, end of the year, whatever it was. And I'd applied for scholarships, and I've been praying and fasting, man, because I knew the college cost.
You fasting for it?
Yeah, I was fasting for it, man. I was skipping lunch. Like, I was going to the library, opening up my Bible and closing my textbooks.
Yeah.
And I was praying for months, applying to different scholarships, outside scholarships. And on that night, man, I was awarded with 3 different scholarships.
Wow.
One from a fraternity, another from a different organization, and one from my church. And I remember going up to receive my scholarship letters and sitting down in my seat, and I said, one day I want to do this for somebody else, because I know how it feels to be awarded with a scholarship, because I'm the type of guy, at least at that point in time anyway, I didn't think that I would ever win anything.
Yeah.
I just felt like I keep clicking, applying, putting time and effort, and somebody else who I don't know, miles and miles away, wins it. And so ended up, I said, one day I want to start my own scholarship foundation, my own scholarship fund, and I'm going to name it the Outstanding Student Scholarship. And I said it that day, and 8 years later, man, through the Keeping Real with Shaquille brand, my wife and I, we partnered together. We founded our scholarship, and we just awarded our first recipient, Miss Michaela Wilkins. She's going off to ODU.
Great episode, by the way,
Yeah,
too.
appreciate it, my brother. We just awarded her with that $500 scholarship. But, the thing that really blessed me is that when I announced it, when my wife and I, when we announced it to our church, people believed in the vision. Originally, we were just going to put the money together ourselves and make it work. But, bro, people actually started donating to us, and we never asked.
Wow.
We never asked anybody for a donation, but people heard the vision and they believed in it.
Yeah.
And they felt led to donate. And within a week and a half, we had all the money for the scholarship, just like that, with a little bit left over. So that's why I'm passionate about telling people, do not give in, man. Really focus in and fulfill your dreams. Go for it. Don't let fear stop you, because if I could do it in my life, man, and I'm just a young boy from Carolina, he could do it in your life. He could do it in anybody's life, man. I'm a living witness.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. And then now I add this in there. We got invited to speak about our scholarship with one of our brothers here in Lynchburg, and him and a couple people want to donate into our scholarship. And so next year, we're looking to award 2 students instead of 1.
Okay, that's what's
and
up,
it's
man.
going to keep growing from there, and I'm speaking that.
Yeah, you got to keep speaking
it,
man.
Speaking to existence, man, and work at it.
You got to keep speaking it, man. So I would say, as we close, before I close, what advice would you have? Because it seems like, man, you are a dude of faith.
Yeah.
And you are a man of action. You know what I'm saying? You can tell someone's faith by the actions they take.
Right.
What advice could you give somebody now that's just holding on to that idea, man? That's afraid of somebody saying no.
Listen, the person with the vision has to make sure that it comes to pass. Your vision is not somebody else's. God gave you that vision, so you have to make it work. And I believe that God holds us accountable to what he blessed us with. And so if God is giving you a vision, man, you got to work at it. You got to connect with the right people, and you cannot allow fear to step in. The Bible says God did not give the spirit of fear. You know, so, but peace, sound boldness, and a sound mind. So you got to be bold and go out there, step out on faith, and that's how a lot of entrepreneurs got to where they are. Businessmen, people, you know, even you know, like, I'm pretty sure there were times where it's like you look at the bank account says no, but your vision and your passion says yes. So you got to say yes, even when all your outside sources say no, and realize that the people will only believe based on what they've seen and what they believe. So if I go to somebody and say, hey man, you know, my man wants to make it to NFL, but they never seen somebody in their personal circle go to the NFL, like, those things don't happen here. But, you know, I got a buddy who actually made it to the NFL, so it's a reality to me, so I know it can happen. So you have to have discernment with who you share your vision with, who you get involved with, and most importantly, you got to have faith. You got to believe in yourself and know that what it is that you have is something special, and there are people out there that are waiting on you and waiting on your vision to come to pass, because it's going to affect their lives as well and affect my life as well. So start waiting, man. Get busy. Start working.
Wow. Yo, so I appreciate having you,
Absolutely, man.
Hey, look, so when it comes to that, man, just like a summary wrap up, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know, pretty much a man of belief, faith, and basically the whole entire interview is based on him believing, him having a vision, and him taking action. So what I want you to do is believe, have the vision, and then take action. Because what really happens is, man, it's very selfish for you not to act upon your vision. I've heard this plenty of times before, that the graveyard is one of the most, you know what I'm saying, richest places, because that's where all the dreams and all the visions are. And what you want to realize that, like he said, your vision is connected to so many other people. So many people want to bless people. So many people want to see people go to college or scholarship programs. It could be waiting on you. It could be waiting on that $1 million idea that you have that God gave you that you won't take action on. So what I want you to do is really sit down, put it on paper, and really make an action plan. Reach out. We live in the technology age. You got a cell phone. You can access Google anything. You can ask Siri. You can ask Alexa. So it's really no excuse. Really get out there, grind, and see what you have to do to make your dream a reality. And again, that's my boy Shaquille Cook.
Absolutely.
TeflonJohn. I appreciate you watching this episode of the Art of Reinvention Show, where my job is to inspire change through other people's stories. One love. Be blessed. We would like to thank you for listening to this episode of The Art of Reinvention by TeflonJohn. And we encourage you to share this episode across all your social media platforms. And we also encourage you to visit our website at www.imteflonjohn.com and follow us on all our social media platforms at facebook.com/realteflonjohn, twitter.com/realteflonjohn, and instagram.com/realteflonjohn. And while you're on Facebook, go ahead and like our page so you can receive first-hand notifications every time we go live with the motivational video or any motivational content. And as I always say, one love, be blessed.